Well, right now is a pretty chaotic time in our country, the United States, and a pretty chaotic time throughout the world. It's a chaotic time, certainly for the federal government and all of the employees that are going through whatever they're going through. And I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking today about how we as leaders can help our teams navigate times of chaos. Welcome into the channel. My name is Tom, and I'm the founder of Vertical Motion, where we help good people become great leaders. To learn more about that, click the link down below. What I want to talk to you about today is something that I've been struggling with a lot lately, which is watching the chaos of things happening. We had chaos once before, and we got through that chaos barely. I'm not so sure how well we're going to do this time. And it makes me very anxious and nervous, but it also makes my team very anxious and nervous. And I have lots of clients who are anxious and nervous about all the chaos. And so what I wanted to do was talk to you about how leaders can rise to the moment, what we can do. I'm not talking about politics. I'm just talking about, like, even if you're in a business that is in a tailspin and spiraling out of control and there's layoffs everywhere. Like, we have some clients who work at Boeing and they really don't love the situation at Boeing these days, right? So let's talk about how leaders can help teams survive and maybe even thrive in times of chaos. So I want to give you 5 tips on how to help lead your team through chaos. And the first tip is to communicate clearly and consistently. Now, as a leader, you're not going to have all of the answers all of the time, and that's not the point. However, consistent communication, even if that means I have no new updates for you, we're watching the situation just like you are, stay tuned. That's actually helpful for people. If you come out and say, I have no news, at least they know that you don't have news. If you don't say anything, they start to wonder, well, what have they learned and why aren't they telling us, right? So you can help your team kind of get through and navigate the chaos, even by just consistently messaging what you know and be open, honest, and transparent about what you know in these situations. You want to be honest about the situation, but you also want to emphasize the strengths of the team and the successes that the team has had. The number 2 thing that you can do to help lead your team through chaos is to provide structure and focus, right? Chaos can make people crazy and feel completely out of sorts and not have any structure and framework around them. We as leaders can provide that. We can remind them that, hey, you're here to do this job. This is the job you're doing for right now. Let's make sure we're doing a really good job of that. You can take some larger tasks that are a little daunting and break them into smaller, simpler tasks that they just get done one piece at a time. And also help your team focus on what they can control and what truly matters. When you help people focus on what they can control, you give them power, right? And so they have power to do their job really well. They have power to take care of themselves as well as possible. They have power to focus on their outputs, not their outcomes, because all of our outcomes are driven by more than just our outputs, and we don't have control over all of those things. So help your team have some structure and stability by letting them focus on what they can do and giving them a lot of structure and focus to get there. All right, the third thing that you can do to help get your team through a chaotic time is to create and maintain a supportive environment. Give your team a safe space to be able to share their fears, their concerns, their anxieties, the things that are really shaking them, right? Let them share that in a safe place. And diversity of opinion here is really important, right? Because we all might learn something from each other, first of all, but second of all, knowing that there are different levels of anxiety kind of help people understand, like, why is this person not performing so well? Well, I can understand now because she's very anxious about something that's going on in the company or in the world or whatever. Offer some support and some flexibility and latitude in this case as well. I'm an empathetic leader. I believe in making people feel comfortable and safe wherever they are. And if that means that people need to take a day off here and there, they need a mental health day, my team gets a mental health day anytime they want one. Make sure that your team understands that you are invested in their well-being as well. And to that point, in number 4, you want to lead with empathy and understanding, right? And this is about just understanding that you may have a worldview that is set one way, or you have an idea about the chaos that's happening in your organization, your business, your company, whatever, and think that, okay, well, this is fine. But you have to be empathetic to people who aren't comfortable, who do not feel safe, do not feel supported. And so if you can open your heart and mind to hear the anxieties of other people, that empathetic leadership will take you very far. And people react to chaos differently. Some people have like a fight instinct that's, kind of lit up. Others have a flight, others freeze. And so you might have people that are very angry and kind of, pounding around. And you might have other people who are like in the corner and you can't get them to speak. And then you might have other people who are running around like, oh my God, right? Everyone is going to react to chaos and troubled times differently. So just be mindful of that and try to bring people together and create a little bit of empathy and understanding, even amongst the team with each other, but certainly yourself as the leader for your team. Fifth and finally, you want to model resilience and optimism yourself as the leader. And this is really important. We have to model the behavior that we want to see in our team. And I'm not saying pretend like everything's great. No, what I'm saying instead is to make it clear that it's okay, that everything is not great. Right now we are safe. Right now we are okay. Right now everything is fine until it isn't. But you as the leader need to project calm and confidence right now. Right? Imagine a scenario where we're on a ship at sea. It's the 1700s. It's one of those kinds of ships. And there's a bad storm at night. Well, the captain is on the deck holding the wheel and shouting the orders for how to move the sails, right? Well, that captain needs to be calm and collected. If they're crazy and freaked out like everyone else, or they're down below throwing up like everyone else, it's not a great leader. And there's a saying in the Navy that says that great captains are not made by calm seas. Kind of makes sense, right? So going through this chaos and this turbulent time will help you build your resilience, build your ability to be optimistic for the future, to build your empathy, to build the way that you have to be that captain at night for your shipmates. Now, look, leadership is not about having all of the answers. It's about having empathy. It's about having understanding. It's about creating the best possible environment for your team to thrive. So whether you're going through chaos in your organization, chaos at home, chaos in the world, you can get through this. We can all get through this. And so let's be there for our teams. Let's help them feel safe. Let's help bring the temperature down a little bit in the team. And that will go a long way towards helping the team feel a little bit more comforted, a little bit safer. And that would make you a great leader if you do that. I wish you would. That's what I got for you today. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.